Well, good morning. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Acting FirstNet Authority Board Chair Mike Atkinson, along with the fellow board members and the FirstNet Authority team. We appreciate you joining us here in Raleigh, North Carolina today. I want to take this opportunity to thank Raleigh for their hosts and thank the Cary Police Department. Now, if you missed what I just said, let me assure you it was not exceedingly important, other than perfunctory introduction, so I'll try it again. Walton County Sheriff Mike Atkinson, who's the acting board chair for the FirstNet Authority, joined by board members of the FirstNet Authority and staff, and our executive director, Mike Cannon, as well as the team. Thank you for joining us this morning here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Earlier this week, we were hosted by the Cary Police Department. We certainly want to thank Chief Soul for their courtesy and showing us around and giving us a tour of their operation. This is our December board meeting, and we have a number of items we want to go over today. So if you don't mind, I'm going to tell you a little bit what to look for on the agenda today. We're going to begin with a proposal and board resolution in regard to extending Chief Chris Lombard's appointment as a public safety advisor chair. We'll do that. Listen, that was a lot of consternation in that, but we were able to work it out and reach agreement after a late night, much chaotic. And Chief, I'm glad to say I was able to save you, and I just feel like this is going to work out today. So with that, we're also going to ask at this time, I'm going to ask our board secretary, Echo? We're good. Okay. I'm going to ask Board Secretary Jim Watts to go ahead and call roll, make sure we have a quorum, and we're good to go.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll mark you as present. I'll go ahead and call the roll. Billy Bob Brown Jr.
Present.
Mark Calabria indicated he wouldn't be able to join today. Damon Darcy.
Present.
Alexandra Fernandez Navarro. Present. Eric Gall.
Present.
Sean McDevitt.
Present.
Warren Mickens.
Present.
Jocelyn Moore. Present. Jeffrey Norman.
Present.
Rashid Scarlett.
Present.
And Tricia Wolford. Present. Mr. Chair, we do have a quorum for the board as well as for all four committees. Now I will read the conflict statement. Prior to participating in the FirstNet Authority Combined Board and Committees meeting today, the board members have reviewed the agenda as well as the conflict of interest guidance provided by the Ethics Law and Program Division of the Department of Commerce, Office of General Counsel, regarding the conflict of interest standards that apply to the board members. All board members have responded prior to today's meeting that they do not have a conflict and will not need to recuse themselves from participation in any portion of this meeting. Thank you.
Very good. Also neglect to mention that we will be hearing report outs from our various committee groups as well. But before we move in that direction, I'll point out that each board member has before them a copy of the minutes from our September board meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, I would take a motion at this point to accept those minutes.
This is Board Member Fernandez Navarro. I move that we accept the minutes.
Good, thank you. A second?
This is Damon Darcy. I move we second those.
Outstanding. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, indicate saying nay. Okay. September amendments are accepted. Madam Secretary, please take the minutes and make available for the public. I'd now like to turn over to our Governance and Risk Committee Acting Chair, Ms. Jocelyn Moore, to introduce the proposed Board Resolution 121. Jocelyn.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Chief Chris Lombard has served admirably as the PSAC chair since October of 2021, and Chairman Atkinson recommends that he continue in that role for another one-year term. I certainly second that motion, Chris. It's been such an honor to serve with you, and we are excited about your continued service. So per the PSAC charter, an individual appointed to serve as PSAC chair beyond 3 years, 3 terms, must be approved by the FirstNet Authority Board. Therefore, I propose that the board consider and vote on Board Resolution 121, extension of Chief Chris Lombard's appointment as Public Safety Advisory Committee Chair.
Outstanding. You've heard the motion before you. Before we vote, are there any questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Hearing none, we're prepared to vote on Board Resolution 121. Madam Secretary, would you please read the operative language?
Certainly. Now therefore be it resolved that the board hereby approves the extension of Chief Lombard's current term as PSAC Chair through December 31st, 2026.
Outstanding. Thank you. May I now have a motion to approve?
Mr. Chairman, this is Jocelyn Moore. I move to approve the resolution.
Outstanding. Second.
This is Jeff Norman. I second that motion.
Thank you, Chief. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like sign opposed? Being none, the resolutions are accepted. Back to Secretary, if you'll please make the resolution available. Chief Lombard, congratulations on your reappointment to PSAC Chair. You have done obviously a fantastic job for us, and particularly appreciate your dedication to doing this and the attention to detail you bring with it. Let's give the Chief a round of applause. With that, we're going to turn it over to you, Chief, and let's give you an opportunity to give us an update.
All right, Acting Chair, thank you so much for this opportunity to present to the board an update on the PSAC. Thank you too to the board for your continued support and confidence in me as we continue to try to advise you and bring our issues and the concern of public safety to you, and for hearing us out. So again, thank you for your vote of confidence. Some updates on the PSAC accomplishments. At the PSAC bi-monthly virtual meetings in November, we announced the launch of our PSAC membership recommendation appointment process for new terms beginning January 1st of next year, 2026. We also received reports from our two active work groups, one to recommend best practices for engaging public safety-facing information technology offices, and the second to develop updated materials to facilitate productive engagement on site permitting. This was an issue that's come up many times in the past about how long some of these permitting processes are in our collective efforts to build out more sites, especially in rural and underserved areas. We engaged with the authority on a new informative briefing regarding the development and introduction of the FirstNet Fusion product. We look forward to working with the board, with our contractee and whatnot, as we seek to refine and enhance and develop that product line. It's been one that's been long coming for public safety members. In addition, the Tribal Advisory Group, or the TAG, has continued its monthly meetings focused on collaboration and outreach. This has included support for tribal-specific coverage enhancement workshops with the affiliated tribes of the Northwest Indians in Washington State and the Alaska Federation of Natives in Anchorage. Next slide, please. The PSAC will be holding a biannual in-person meeting in Dallas, Texas at the end of January, with planning for 2026 technology briefings and demonstrations from our private sector partner and member engagement and feedback. We will host working groups as necessary to provide advice and recommendations to the authority as we finalize our membership in the new term and continue coordinating with our tribal engagement. Over the coming months, we will focus on our collaboration in support of the FirstNet Authority's mission, tracking working group recommendations and deliverables. We will support opportunities to collaborate with the FirstNet Authority Board and staff as public safety associations convene meetings next winter and spring. The TAG will be actively participating for its next in-person meeting in February of 2026. If there's no further questions, that concludes my update.
Awesome. Any questions? Fantastic. Thank you. Chief, we're going to go ahead and get an update now from Chief Wolford in regard to the Advocacy Committee.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you. Congratulations, sir. Happy to have you staying and continue to work with you. So thank you all. We're going to talk about Advocacy Committee and do some updates here. We'll share some engagement statistics from FY 2025, and then we'll give you some overall highlights. So we can go to the next slide, please. So there's a lot on the screen, easy to break it down, but a lot to look at there. So feel free to peruse. I'll talk you through some of it. Our engagement numbers continue to climb. We're over 1,100 engagements that we have participated in 2025, reaching more than 47,000 stakeholders in 56 states and territories, along with tribal and federal agencies. For the public safety tours that we hold at our Boulder facility, 150 plus visitors and 31 tours that we have held there. So fortunate that to host those stakeholders. There's various public safety agencies across the country. We represent multiple industries that all benefit from those tours. We like to collect feedback in everything that we are doing. So more than 1,000 items of feedback from our public safety community. This is on operational needs, capability gaps, their everyday use of FirstNet. So direct feedback continues. That helps us expand and enhance the network. But there are always themes, and I have said this multiple times, and we will continue to say it, coverage is always a theme. So from the macro networks to the deployables, which if you've not used a deployable, I suggest that you do. I use them very often in my agency and in my community, but we get lots of great feedback. There are always specific in-building coverage needs that we continue to work on. The use of some of our high-power user equipment. Those specific macro coverage needs are captured before, during, and after the coverage enhancements workshops, which I'll discuss in a couple of moments. Network reliability is also a very common topic. This fiscal year, the team received feedback about network performance, including during disasters and those events, which those of us in public safety know, those are some of the prime times that we are using FirstNet, and so we always want feedback during those major events or natural disasters. Through adoption and the daily use of FirstNet devices, application solutions, push-to-talk, all of the items and the needs that come from our public safety folks, feedback is certainly one of the most important things that we can do as an advocacy group. So we'll continue talking about some public safety engagement highlights. Highlights a few examples of the FirstNet Authority engagements with our public safety members, and also that is open to the board members, that is open to staff, so we like to get out there as much as we possibly can. In September and October, the team attended the Major County Sheriffs of America annual conference and the International Association of Chiefs of Police, their 2025 annual conference. The engagements provide us the best chance to connect with those leaders, and this is across multiple agencies. You can see up on the screen, here's some of the locations that we have been. It's just good to be boots on the ground and to hear it from the users face to face, not filtered, the direct impact of it's working or, hey, can you help me with? Those are the most valuable moments for us to be out in the field. We learn a ton listening to how agencies use a product and how they're enhancing it when they use it with their neighbor agency, and they give us some great ideas. So the feedback and those engagements and the opportunity to get the feedback is pretty important. FirstNet briefings, we're done with dozens of IACP, that's our chiefs of police, those committees, as well as a lot of the sections. The National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, NOBLE is their term, the Executive Board, the Police Executive Research Forum, town halls, all of those things are incredibly valuable. Also, the attendance at concurrent association conferences, they happen all over the country. We try to be everywhere as much as we can. Major City Chiefs Association, the Association of State Criminal Investigative Agencies. Clearly, our brothers and sisters in blue and red are incredibly important to us. We also include our brothers and sisters in yellow, but it's important that we're taking care and that we are present to listen. I'll invite any of my fellow board members if they have any insight or any comments about those conferences. I know I was at some of those, and some of the board members.
So Chief Norman here. Just wanted to say it was a wonderful time working with the FirstNet advocacy team to be able to be in so many places at once, especially with ICP, Major City Chiefs, and also Noble. But the groups and organizations really appreciate the engagement, the interaction, the updates, but also to let them know that we're available and that we want to invite feedback and to ensure that we're being connective. And many thanks to President Hall of Noble and the Perf Tom Hall. We'd like to fondly call the Chuck Wexler Show, being able to have the individuals embrace us. President Medina of Major State Chiefs was also embracing the message of being available for comment and feedback from our various partners.
And I thought that, I'm sorry, Mike Atkinson, I thought that something that Chief Wolford said the other day, and it's been echoed by many members of the board, which is this: we don't just need to hear when things go well. We need to hear where there's opportunities for improvement. And I think that's one thing that is, from my short time on the board, I think has made us unique, is our willingness to engage the opportunities to be better. And putting boots on the ground at these conferences at major county sheriffs, there's some great conversation over there, and I think that this is how we continue to serve public safety in all its modalities, is that we're honest, we're open, and we're prepared to get out there and find out where we can be better. And that's really our goal, continued improvement. So thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Chief. I completely agree with that. One of my favorite things is, right, who doesn't love hearing all the good?
Yeah, sure.
Like, this is cool. I love this. What's coming next? And I'm like, seriously, break it down for me. Like, we want to know, who doesn't want to earn somebody's trust and partnership? So, and it's always great because being on the board in a chief role, they know that I understand because I have the same goods and I may have the same bad. So it's very relatable, and I love that piece about it. So there is still more going on. The Network Experience Engagement Program that the Public Safety Advocacy Team offers. There are so many events that happened. So the Army 10 Miler, the Marine Corps Marathon, Formula One racing in Las Vegas, Fleet Week in San Francisco. If you are in a public safety role and you have not uttered the word FIFA World Cup, I would be shocked because that is, for 2026, an amazing event that will basically hit our entire country. But we are there. We have been planning. FirstNet has already been participating in these engagements, Super Bowl 60. I mean, so much is going on. So we're not just having those conversations now. We've been having those conversations for a year plus. If you are in the public safety world, you know what it takes to plan for these events. So the partnerships are incredibly strong. You might think an Army 10 miler, oh, that's so small compared to a FIFA event, but the safety of participants is the key reasons that community members engage in their community. They want to feel safe, and part of what we provide through our communications platforms is safety to those that are in public safety and to the community members that we are sworn to protect. So the team coordinates regularly with AT&T in support of these events, and obviously just nationwide incident one after another. I will invite any board member if they have any personal thoughts. Anybody run the Marine Corps Marathon, perhaps?
I had it on my bingo card, but I thought maybe we'd reach out, give us a thought. A little too much laughter in that. I'd like y'all to reconsider your comments.
Next year, perhaps. Okay. All right, well, if there are no comments. So this week, the team is actually there. I have just left the International Association of Fire Chiefs Technology Summit International in Irving, Texas. So again, boots on the ground everywhere across the country. This conference is dedicated to the implementation of technology in the fire service. There are actually a lot of our partnering agencies that join us at these conferences, but it does attract a very unique subset of the fire service, which is incredibly important as we try to capitalize on technology, efficiencies, all of those operational plans. So the team delivered a keynote sharing the real-world FirstNet use case, and then participated in a panel on interoperability. So again, the ability to be in front of our stakeholders, to be in front of our users, and to talk to everything from the most new hire firefighter to the most senior fire chief that is just learning. So we also solicit public safety feedback through several of there's a lot going on, folks. I'm sorry we're still on the same slide, but I'm almost done, I promise. But again, soliciting that feedback is great, just to be present, to have the conversation. So, those are I've been going to TSI since its inception, which we're in our 4th year. It's incredibly valuable for anybody that hasn't been there, just to see some of the cool stuff. I will just say the stuff is just amazing. It will blow your mind. So if there's any thoughts on that, I'll pause for just a moment. Okay, I will keep moving. Not highlighted on the slide, but Eric, I know you recently participated with the team at the International Association of Emergency Managers at their annual conference. Anything you would like to share there, sir?
Yeah, thanks, Chief. So I had the pleasure of attending the IAM conference in Louisville this last November. There was excellent attendance, about 2,500 people from around the country and around the world. Having a presence there is really important because sometimes emergency managers feel like the forgotten stepchildren of the emergency response system. And reinforcing that FirstNet is here to serve emergency managers is critical. We interacted with numerous emergency managers from around the U.S., including a delegation from American Samoa. Bruce Fitzgerald, PSA, and also the person who handles emergency management for the authority, was able to, I received a complaint from somebody about enrollment. He had recently switched careers within emergency management to become a public health emergency manager and had been denied enrollment eligibility. And I brought him to Bruce, and Bruce was able to go over to the AT&T FirstNet booth and resolve the issue on the spot. Made a total, picking up on Sheriff, your point, the good and the bad. Took this guy who had an issue and made him a total fan. In fact, so much so that he was able to recruit this emergency manager to his emergency management cohort, which Bruce runs each year. So this gentleman will serve on the cohort for the coming year. For me personally, it was great because I got to meet two staffers, two FirstNet Authority staffers who I had not met before, develop relationships with them, and celebrate the birthday of one of them. She was working at the booth on her birthday, so a belated birthday wish to her. So it was a really terrific engagement, and I'm just glad to be there.
Thank you, sir. Certainly, that's dedication, right, to work on your birthday. And I know in my world, our emergency managers are not forgotten. They are a lifesaver of coordinating so many multi-faceted tasks that all have to occur at once. So we have one last thing on my agenda, coverage enhancement workshops. Hey, look at that map. That looks really good, too. Green is good in our world. Yep, we like that. So successfully, we have conducted 43 workshops. And obviously, this is with several targeted engagements, federal agencies, tribals. Chief Lombard discussed that in his PSAC update. All of these engagements are incredibly important. If you have not attended one of these workshops, I would encourage it. This is for our stakeholders. Again, I'm going to use the word feedback, but this is incredibly informative for anybody that thinks they know everything going on and is probably really well versed on the topics. You will absolutely learn 2, if not 3 new items. I won't even say 1. You're going to learn more than just 1. So overall, the process is working very well. There's high quality, the level of detail for the coverage needs, prioritization of input, attendance improvement, all of these things. The slide shows a sampling of public safety feedback received from a few of the recent workshops. We have 8 more to conduct. The team has been working fast and furious. Oh, and the team's going to Mississippi. What do you think about that, sir?
Yeah, so Chief, it's tomorrow.
You're gonna be there?
It's absolutely.
Good.
Flying home late tonight. I just want, those that are on the call and have been to these before, reminder these will be fairly routine, is as we discussed yesterday in a lot of our meetings about the next steps, the importance of our providers, our public safety friends, to give us the exact locations and concerns. We're calling them areas of interest. The more we can get, the better, as this board knows, we know where to spend dollars to make this system better. It's their system. And I'm going to throw a little competitive juice in there. We need to get some more AOIs out there. So Colorado blew it out of the water, and I expect my folks to Mississippi tomorrow to meet them. So we want the AOIs. We want the feedback. That's how this thing's driven. So, Chief, thanks for your mention, and I hope we'll top Colorado tomorrow.
You know I'm all in competitive spirit.
She started vibrating.
He's talking to you, Warren, Colorado over there. All right, Sheriff, I swear I'm just about done.
Your world, Chief.
All of this to say, the brownish, yellowish, depending on how that's coming across your screen, those are still our planned engagements that I just spoke about. So the team is doing really well. If there is a stakeholder that has specific needs, that isn't aware of these workshops, that wants some of the information, please contact us. Please contact a team member. We would love to bring you into the fold of this process. We certainly believe from an advocacy position that education is one of our most important things. So with that, unless anybody has any questions for me, I will turn it back over to you, sir.
That was a lot to cover, and obviously the team, both board members and obviously staff reaching out, have been incredibly busy, and that's a credit to the coordination of the authority and the folks there and being engaged. A lot going on, a lot more to go on, and Chief, thank you for chairing that. I know it's a lot to keep up with. We appreciate it.
I get the fun stuff.
Yeah, amen. And now the man that makes the 2 + 2 = 4. I'd like to hear from Finance and Investment Committee Chair Sean McSevitt.
I don't know about that, but I'll do my best. Thank you, Chief. Thank you very much, Chair Atkinson. It's a pleasure to be here today with everyone. Could we have the next slide, please? During the first 2 months of fiscal year 2026, the authority has obligated a cumulative total of $8 million. This remains well within the forecast parameters of our fiscal year 2026 operational budget for the authority. The FirstNet Authority continues to be financially prudent and fiscally responsible with its operating funds. We are continuing to work to ensure that the maximum amount of dollars can be reinvested into the National Public Safety Broadband Network to enhance coverage and evolve the technology throughout the network. The fiscal year 2026 operating budget, which was approved at our prior board meeting, was formulated through a zero-based budget process. It represents a 13% decrease from our 2025 budget as we continue to realize efficiencies and savings while still meeting the mission needs for the public safety sector. This concludes the Finance and Investment Committee report, and I would like my trophy for the shortest one, please.
Trying to make me look bad over here.
As long as you know where our money's at, that's really what we need to get down to. Thank you, Sean, for taking care of that. And now our Futures Committee Chair, Mr. Rashid Scarlett.
All right, thank you, Sheriff. Next slide, please. All right. Well, as you can see here, we've continued to see strong momentum in the evolution of the FirstNet network. We're making strategic investments to ensure the network serves public safety needs. On this slide, you'll see that we'll walk through a few of the key areas our committee has been focused on, starting with adoption and usage. The network recently surpassed 7.8 connections. That's a big deal, 7.8 million. And we're seeing robust adoption across the spectrum, full spectrum. Smartphones, tablets, wearables, ruggedized equipment, drones, in-vehicle routers, high-powered user equipment. This growth tells us something important. First responders trust FirstNet. On to enhanced coverage. As Chief Wolford mentioned, we're actively engaging in public safety through coverage enhancement workshops, and their feedback is critical as we determine our investment decisions for the next new site builds, our in-building coverage enhancements, and emerging technologies as low Earth orbit directed device capability. And this is a commitment to our deployed, This is part of our commitment to deploy coverage based on public safety's input and feedback, as well as network considerations. I wanted to take a second to say how Eric and I joined the DC workshop, and it was fantastic. There were members of AT&T there, public safety, of course the authority, and we got down to brass tacks and literally looked at exact street intersections, and then even understanding why, right? There were some places where they were saying, firefighters and police, hey, we're losing coverage here. AT&T specifically said, we went there on our own, we agree, we understand, here's what we're doing, here's how quickly it'll be resolved. And there was even another location and how zoning was an issue. But understanding that back and forth and really showing, how we're different. Not all telecommunication services go direct to their users and talk to them back and forth like that. So that was fantastic to see. So moving on, this past year, AT&T completed 1,000 new site builds that support FirstNet, and the FirstNet Authority is moving forward to bolster network coverage even more, specifically in rural and border areas where public safety operates. For in-building coverage specifically, since June 2022, we funded over 13,000 solutions at no cost to public safety. Indoor coverage is always challenging, particularly in older public safety buildings. Public safety identified the need for better network access where they operate, and we listened. Looking at our network and deployable capabilities, as we continue to evaluate and incorporate emerging satellite-based technologies, we're upgrading our deployable fleet to 5G and adding LEO backhaul to deployable assets such as SATCOLTs and COWs. Our investment to enable the FirstNet network to support satellite-to-device technologies is moving forward. And AT&T and its partner AST Mobile are conducting trials of the FirstNet service from space. Public safety have attended and observed and provided feedback, and we anticipate additional trials in the future. Moving on to the rightmost column, on the core network side, we're preparing for a launch of our new 5G standalone core, keeping FirstNet at the forefront of modern technology, but only after proper vetting and testing of the technology. And then turning to mission-critical services, the team is keeping a close focus on our ongoing mission-critical product developments. As Chief Lombard mentioned, recently AT&T announced FirstNet Fusion, a new mission-critical platform that's expected to be available in the coming year. We're excited about the potential that Fusion will bring to mission-critical push-to-talk on FirstNet and other features such as 911 dispatch. Fusion has the potential to be a major upgrade to mission-critical push-to-talk for FirstNet users, and because it's being designed to work with other carriers, it could deliver more innovation, choice, and interoperability for public safety. FirstNet Authority technical and subject matter experts are actively trialing and testing the solution in advance of a broader market rollout. Finally, onto innovation. We're always searching for better ways to meet public safety and communications needs. The team is evaluating several potential investment opportunities stemming from our recent completed maritime and air-to-ground trials, both of which provided valuable data for extending public safety, for extending coverage, and improving operational resilience for first responders. We're also launching new trials that explore how artificial intelligence can be leveraged for various public safety use cases. Additionally, the team is looking for ways to continue to innovate with our deployable form factors, having recently completed 2 days of testing in rural Colorado on a suite of potential emerging solutions designed to increase flexibility and reduce costs to first responders in challenging environments and geographies. So as we close out 2025, I want to thank my fellow board members, my committee members, colleagues at FirstNet Authority, and our partners at AT&T for their expertise in our partnership. Together, we're ensuring FirstNet continues to serve those who serve us. So bottom line, 2025 has been a great year of progress for the network and public safety, and we look forward to continuing that momentum into the new year.
Thank you, Rashid, and thank you, committee chairs, for the work you do in trying to move our mission forward. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our Executive Director, Mike Cannon, for his report.
Thank you, Chair Atkinson, and thank you, the entire board. And wow, what a presentation. This is always hard to follow toward the end. Before we adjourn today, I just want to briefly note that this meeting marks my first full year with the FirstNet Authority. Hard to believe, about a year ago, I was in Colorado with you folks as your new chief counsel, and I was like, what in the world's going on? What a mission. A year's passed. I'm sitting here, wow, what in the world's going on? What a mission. You guys are absolutely fantastic. It's been a great year. I've been truly impressed with the dedication, talent, and work of this entire team. It's been a privilege to join this mission and to see firsthand the impact that we're making for public safety nationwide. This year's been one of immeasurable progress, and I want to extend my appreciation, first of all, to the members of the board sitting here. I said this at 5x5, and I'll say it again today. Thank you. Thank you for your support, for your guidance, for your confidence. I couldn't be here without you, and I greatly appreciate it. To the FirstNet Authority staff, folks that are here at the table, in the room, folks listening back in Reston, folks in Boulder, folks wherever you are, thank you. The years brought changes and transition, and I appreciate your resilience, your focus, and your professionalism. Your expertise and collaboration, that's what drives our work forward and enables the FirstNet Authority to deliver to public safety. We've gone through a lot this year and more is to come, but I have every confidence and faith in each and every one of you in the work that you do. Thank you. To our public safety partners across the country, thank you. Your feedback, operational needs, and rural experiences with the network help us improve FirstNet. Thank you for your honest dialogue. We've said it over and over again. We like to hear when things go good, but we really do need to hear when things don't go so good so we can address it. Thank you for being our partners in this. Please never hold back. We're here for you. The trust you place in us is something we take seriously, and we remain fully committed to serving you. I also want to thank our partners at NTA. Mike, thank you for being here today. Appreciate the support you guys have given me and the FirstNet Authority and the board going forward. The continued support of the program and its guidance throughout the year, we couldn't do without NTA. Thank you so very much. Additionally, I also want to acknowledge the work of our network contractors, certainly AT&T, in building and operating the largest public safety broadband network in the country. And I will be short, but I have just a few more comments here, so indulge me. Working together, we've delivered tangible benefits to public safety in 2025. This included expanding FirstNet coverage to reach more communities and deliver service where first responders need it most. Creating more opportunities for public safety engagement through coverage workshops, listening sessions, our 5x5 summit, and other direct feedback activities. Investing in the continued evolution of the network so that FirstNet delivers the innovation, reliability, and capabilities that first responders can depend on in the field. These are just a few of the achievements that reflect the hard work across our organization and with our stakeholders. While there's more to do, we've built a strong foundation for continued success in 2026 and beyond. Looking ahead, our priorities remain clear. We'll work closely with public safety to identify priority areas for coverage improvements, especially in rural areas, border regions, and remote communities. We will also advance the next generation of technologies in FirstNet, such as upgrades to mission-critical services, deployment of standalone 5G core, and satellite-to-device capabilities to extend coverage. I'm proud of what we've accomplished together over the past year. I'm confident in the momentum we're carrying forward into the year ahead. Thank you again for your work and your support. With that, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Executive Director Cannon. And as we get ready to close, and before we make a motion, I want to take a moment to thank the staff that makes this happen. The FirstNet Authority staff, both nationwide, but also putting together these conferences. It's not an easy thing to do, to get everybody in one room and handle the logistics and everything that goes on that, the technical support. It is not unnoticed and certainly not unappreciated. So a round of applause for our staff. Thank you for doing that. You guys do a great job, and it certainly helps. I know for me personally, keep me somewhat on the rails. So with that, I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
This is Warren Mickens. I move that we adjourn.
Outstanding. Do I have a second?
This is Billy Bob Brown Jr. I make a second on that motion.
Outstanding. Motion approved, accepted. All those in favor, aye.
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 This meeting stands in adjournment.